Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I think I mentioned in my last video that I've been feeling more anxious than normal. I mean, I'm always anxious, but lately I've been feeling just a little more so, and this restless feeling that I can't get rid of. So it's really early in the morning here. I woke up at like 4:30 a.m. Haven't been back to sleep, feel really restless, so I thought maybe filming could get me out of my own skin for 5 minutes. So today I'm going to be talking about my September 2024 coloring plans. So I'm just going to jump right into it, okay guys? Thanks. So I really enjoyed working in my Hannah Lynn book last month. So I think I'm going to do another one. Everyone knows these are great for quick colors. They're small, they're isolated in like either like a small scene. This one is mostly portraits, not that much background in this one. So this is Fierce and Fantasy Faces by Hannah Lynn. Wow, that's a mouthful. Anyway, I think I'm going to do what I'm going to call the Snow White page. Don't know if this is supposed to be Snow White, but you know, apple and everything. And yeah, I think that this is a nice page to start what I'm going to call the fall season. Considering it was almost 100 degrees here in New York yesterday, it doesn't feel like it will be. So I think this is a good start for it. I don't know why I think of the fall when I think of this, but I do. So I'm going to pick the Snow White page. I might look at the original movie. I don't know why I think she was in blacks and purples, but I will look. I might model it after the movie. So yeah, that's my first page that I'm thinking of doing in September 2024. Next up, I have Leila Deely, The Flower Year. I have not worked in this book in quite some time. So I've been really negligent here. I wanted to try to do something every month. And as you can see from all the blank pages, I haven't gotten anywhere near that goal because most of this is blank. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do it, in all honesty, but I thought I would give it a shot. And I like this page. And I think these flowers are like red and pink. I looked it up in the back. I think this could be really pretty, even though reds and pinks makes me think more of summer. But I thought of making it more like a blue tone of purple and pink to kind of get us into like the winter vibe season. So if I don't do this page and I'm really lazy, I might do this one, no background, just kind of like, those botanical prints that they just do the flower and they leave the background because they want you to really focus on the flower. So I'm probably going to do one of these two pages, probably not both, but you never know. So that is from Leila Deely, The Flower Year. I've had this book on and off my list for a few months now, and I have not colored in it. I would like to, but when I get down to my month's coloring, for some reason, I've just been pushing it off to the very end and then just not doing anything at all. So I haven't really picked a page. There are a few that I think might be potentials. I love this guy. He's so cute. So I might do him in a lot of fall colors. I could do him all in browns and, all of this in brown. And I could get, I think, a nice fall vibe there. And it's a small picture. I don't want to do any of these double page spreads. I like this frog, but I'm thinking, Maybe that's better for the springtime. The cat always appeals to me, although this looks like, an orange and white cat more than my gray cat did. So I usually paint cats gray in memory of my old cat Rush, but I'm thinking oranges and greens for this page, maybe some, pinks in the background and, some woodwork, but mostly greens and oranges, I think. And there is the front page, which is a full page. Then the third option is this page. Now this is a lot more work than the other two, but could be really, really pretty fall page. Instead of doing this all spring, I can do this in yellows and, greens and oranges. I can include some greens and just add like the fall colors to it, but still have some green, kind of like transitional phase from summer to fall. And I think that could look pretty good. Right now, this page is speaking to me the most. I don't know when I go to color it if it will, but right now, this is what I'm thinking. And I am thinking of doing this all in pencil. I've done watercolor in this book and it takes it pretty well, but it does wrinkle the paper a little bit and it's not really going back down. So I might try this one all in pencil, but it is a lot of work, so I'm not really too sure. I can't use alcohol markers because it's double-sided and I'm not willing to mess up any page of this book. So that's it for The Ink House by Rory Dobner. Next up, I have the group buddy color of Ivy and the Inky Butterfly by Joanna Basford. I somehow forgot to do August's, which is this double page spread. I'm not going to make it. I only have like literally 2 days left of August. I'm not even going to try it. So I might skip this page and move right on to the next one, which looks a little on the hairy side. I am considering taking a couple of months off of this group. I might be getting a little bored of doing Joanna Basford every month. We don't have a lot of complicated pages coming up, but the next September is. And yeah, I really do not feel like doing all these small details, even in marker. So yeah, I don't know about this. It will stay on the list every month, but I may be taking another month off and not doing August is a little late, and I might not do September's either, but I am leaving it on the list, but we'll see. I like to do a portrait or two every single month. Portraits are what I enjoy the most, oddly enough. And I think last month I worked in Wildflower Folk. So I think I might switch it up and do Dunkelbunt by Sarah Richter. I've picked about 3 pages, but these are large. It's a pretty big book. It's bigger than 8.5 by 11 for us, or A4, but there are a few, and I know that this looks like more of an October page, but I might get started on the season a little early. I'm not really that much of a seasonal colorist. I try a little bit, to incorporate the colors of the season, but if I feel like working on this in September or December, I'm going to. I'm a mood-driven colorist mostly. So if the mood strikes me, I'm starting on Halloween early. So this is the first page. I think her name is Queen of the Night. Then the next one is titled, is this Quailine or Quailine? I see this as like a Native American kind of look, like with those reds and oranges and golds. And I think she could be really pretty in that color family. So, that kind of matches with the season. So I might do her. That's my number 2. And the third one, I saw him. I haven't done a man in quite some time. His name is Johnny Thunderstorm. All right. Is anyone else thinking that's a pornographic name? But okay. But Johnny Thunderstorm it is. So I might do him. Like I said, I haven't done a guy in a really long time. So right now, he's the one speaking to me the most. And it's space timber. And this could be a planet. And this could be some kind of rocky planet terrain. So I might do it that way to kind of match with the space timber theme. I don't know any colors that I have in mind. I'm not really seeing anything at the moment. But yeah, he's the one speaking to me the most today. But any one of the three from Dunkelbunt by Sarah Richter. Next up, I have Fairy Wonderland Mythographic by Fabiana Attanasio. And I've picked 3 or 4 in here, I think. I think this is the first image. It doesn't matter. I think I like this image. It has a lot of mushrooms in it. I don't know if I will do this in full colors, although I think this is a fox. So he would be or she would be in browns and whites, but I can do that kind of like a real gold. And I can do the mushrooms in a more natural state rather than do red or a vibrant color. I could do it in, muted grays, warm grays. I don't know. I'm going to see. So that's one. I also like this pomegranate page. I think this could be really cool with all of the dark reds. I think these are grapes. I could make these green, so, complementary colors. I could do this. I think I would do colorful mushrooms to kind of, so that they don't get lost in the image. I kind of want them to show as well. So I think I would continue with the bright colors throughout the page. So that is the second one. The third one is this page. I like the page. I think it is a beautiful image, but I'm not really too sure what I'm looking at. So if anyone wants to tell me what this thing is, I see a moon. I see what I think looks like a vine or a tree bark, which may be incorporated into this animal. I see the head, but this piece looks like a roast chicken. So I don't know if I'm looking at the right thing. Like, is this part of the leg or is this part of something behind it? So I'm not really too sure what I'm looking at here. And like I said, like I can't get this roast chicken out of my head. So if someone doesn't help me with this, it's not going to be this page because I love all the different light sources. It is absolutely stunning. I love I don't know what animal this is supposed to be, but I love what I'm going to call like the dragon head. The wings in the leaves kind of look pretty. Just the body is not something I'm understanding at all. Yeah, and I don't know what these things are in the back. These are some leaves. These are clouds. I don't know what these things are either, if that's part of this bird or not. So if someone wants to help me, give me a chance here because I like it. I just don't like this piece. And then the last page that I'm considering is this one. I just like him. He's like a steampunk kind of, what is this, a mole? Again, girl from the Bronx has no idea what this is, but it could be a mole of some kind. I'll try to look up pictures of a mole to see if it looks like this, but I like this. It could be like a lot of, again, browns mixed with greens, changing colors, leaves starting to change colors. I can do, complementary colors in these glass jars. There's a pretty light source. So I like this page too. So any one of the 4 pages from Mythographic Fairy Wonderland by Fabiana Attanasio. Next up is a book that I haven't colored in, I think since I first started coloring. This is probably one of the first 5 coloring books that I bought. And I don't know about anybody else, but I'm having trouble going back to the artists that I started with. Like the Joanna Basford thing is an example. Like I'm doing this, group buddy color, and I really want to finish this book. But she was, I think, the first artist. And anytime I try to go in any one of the other books that I have, and even ones that are, more recent, I just can't get into them. So I don't know if I'm actually going to do this, but this is a quick, alcohol ink page. And, I didn't really have alcohol inks. I only had a couple of them in the beginning. Didn't really know how to use them. I'm a little bit better now, not enormously better, but I thought I would give one of these pages a try. I have a couple of whips in here. Like you can see the early coloring. I didn't even fully get rid of the white of the page in her dress. So yeah, and I thought, one of the full pages might be a nice start to the season. That's a nice page. That's a whip. Too early for Christmas. I like this page too. So this might be what I'm going to work on. I think I could get a lot of cool colors in there. If not, it might be just one of these other ones. But I think one of those 2 pages from Spooky Girl by Coco Wayo. Another book that I haven't colored in a long time is Circle of Life by Mal Pomani. Not trying that last name. I like the book. I don't love it. I find these pages overwhelming, especially a page like this. I'm not even too sure where I would start it. But when I see other people, other colorists work, I love it. It looks absolutely beautiful. I just don't know how they get there. So I might give this a shot again and try to color in it. I noticed there's a few pages that can count as space timber, like this page. And this might be pretty easy for me to work on because it's not as complicated as some of the other images, but it's also not that interesting to me. So I might not do that. I might try one of these circle images that are really intimidating to me. And I might just jump in and do it. And if it really comes out awful, it's just awful. So what? But yeah. Let's see if we go through it quickly. That's a pretty page. I like that one. Maybe more spring-like. The flamingos might be more spring-like. Not really into chickens. Don't feel like doing water. We just got over the summer. I love this page, even though I don't like moths. I do really like this page, but this is going to take a very, very long time to do, even with fine liners. So that might be out. Spiders, no. But something like that. I'm going to mark that. I like this page. And I think it could look pretty with a bunch of browns. I'm getting a little concerned that I'm thinking of too much in the brown zone. But I could use a lot of red in this as well. So, yeah, I've been doing the horns in a lot of gold lately. I think I've done 2 other images that had horns in them. So I do not want to keep going with the gold theme on the horns. I want to try something different. So, but I really like that page. This one might also be nice, desert, again, with the browns, but even this might, you know what? I'm changing that. This will be the second option that I have for September, because I can do this with a lot of yellows and golds and then decide what I want to do with the leaves. Of course, they're not going to be brown, but, you know, green, yellow, red, I don't know. Yeah, right now red sounded kind of nice, so might be reds. So those are 2 pages from Circle of Life by Mal Pamani. Another option is for portraits, is Green Portraits, the first book by Lana Green. And I picked out the cover page, and I think I still might consider this one because I'm doing so many muted tones in some of the other pages. It might be nice to do this in my, you know, favorite colors of pinks and reds and, you know, oranges. So yeah, I think I'm going to continue with that idea. But when the time comes, I may choose another one. I was also watching some video, because she's gorgeous, but I just did that peach lady with similar flowers. So what is that book called? Garden Lady by Lana Green. So I might not do her this month because, you know, I just did, you know, the whole peach thing. I really like her. Oh, there's my tab. She's the other one. And I was recently watching someone's video, and she had this half done, and I can't remember who it is. I'll go back in my YouTube history and see if I can find out. And even though mine is not done at all, I thought of contacting her, like, do you want to do it a buddy color? Because she said she was struggling to finish the page. And, you know, maybe a buddy color would help both of us. So got to go back and look at the history and see if I could find it. But in this one, I'm back to the Native American coloring. And I think especially with this blanket could be really pretty in those reds, yellows, golds, you know, orange kind of template. I don't know what flowers these are. This book doesn't have anything in the back, but I can make up my own and make them any color I want. And I could do her with slightly darker skin, darker, like close to like a very dark brown hair, and probably no background. I think she's beautiful enough to stand on her own. So right now she's speaking to me more than the cover page, but I'm back to this muted brownish palette. So not sure which one I'm going to do, but probably one of the 2 in Green Portraits 1 by Lana Green. Next up, I pulled out Romantic Country, The Second Tale by Erie. I do not like this paper. I cannot seem to get anything good as far as coloring to come out in this book. But the images are really cool, so I'm going to try again. If anyone has a secret, I think I based, like this one, I don't remember if I based in watercolor or just went right to pencil. I don't really see watercolor, so maybe I didn't, but I definitely did watercolor in this one. And I still didn't feel like I had a good grip on the paper. Can't use alcohol markers. So, you know, I don't know what to base it with, if I base it with anything. I could try Inktense. I do not think I used Inktense. I think I used Albert Dürer. But there are a few pages in here, like this one's really cool. This is a whip, and I hated this coloring so much, I just stopped. But this is a lovely double page spread, so I should just get over it and fill in the rest and see if this is so glaringly, obviously badly colored. But I could always go over it, I guess, with, you know, acrylic paint markers to see if I could fix what I don't like about it. And I hate the green. I don't like how grainy the dark pink came out. I don't like that pink coloring. Actually, I don't like anything about this dress. So I would have to go over the whole thing with a paint marker, which, might be good for me to try paint markers on this paper. Maybe that's what I use in here. I don't know. But if anyone is successful, really successful with coloring and making your pages look pretty and vibrant, you can email me and let me know what you used and how you did it. I would really appreciate that. So again, that's Romantic Country by Erie. No specific page picked yet. I don't feel like picking one now. I don't think I want to work on that whip, but there are quite a few, trick or treat October kind of pages. This could be, a witch's cottage. I'm not really too sure what this stuff is, but, I really like this goose. And I like when, he or she is in the picture. So I might do one with them. But I do like this, the Witch and the Hidden Secret Forest section for the fall. So I think I'm going to probably do one of these. And here's my little goose, but that looks like a complicated page. This is a gorgeous double page spread that would be fun to kind of do it in like Harry Potter colors, but it might be too much for me as well. Yeah, all right, I like this section, but nothing is jumping out except for this, what I'm going to call a Halloween page, which might be better in October. So this book might get shifted over to October, but this is kind of a nice page that I could make look autumn-like. So maybe one of these 2 pages. If not, I'm shifting it to October, so I could do that in October. But please, if you know how to color in this book and how to get vibrancy, I'd appreciate it. Thanks. Now, I guess I have this book. I've done just 2 pages in it. I think I did one a year since I've owned it. It is Autumn Charm, Creative Haven by Teresa Goodrich. And they're all autumn pages, so it's going to be hard to pick. But, ooh, I like that one. Maybe not too autumn. There's some nice colors in here. Reds, yellows, purples. That's a nice page. It's pretty. I like the cat. I think it might be the cat. Let's mark that page. I like that one. And I could do warm colors, and I could do cool colors if I want to, or just keep them all warm. Not really too sure yet. Cat's got to be gray. That's the only thing I know. I think it's Home Sweet Home in Creative Haven, Autumn Charm by Teresa Goodrich. This is a book I had planned to color in August, but I definitely picked too many complicated pages for August. I don't know what I was thinking in July when I was deciding what to color, but I had so many and I could not complete them. And I started getting frustrated. So I might bring this back in and maybe do something small-ish, like one of these without a background. I could bring in like brighter colors, so I'm not doing a completely muted month. Something like this could be really sweet. And I could do some like a little bit of watercolor, just kind of like in a splatter effect, modeled in some way. I love this page with the alligator, but again, I think this is the page I picked for August. I just think it's too much for me at the moment. And it might be my anxiety talking that, I don't want to do anything that's going to really frustrate me and make my mood worse than it is. This is really pretty too. So I am thinking I'm going to do maybe one of these 2 pages in a more colorful palette. Yeah, or maybe something like that, but that looks like a lot of green. I don't know. But I do like these smaller images. They feel doable at the moment. Again, anxiety talking, that everything feels overwhelming. I'm sure some of you know the feeling. that you can't handle much, or you think you can, and then you end up you're able to. So I'm going to try the Amazon book by Paula Brun. This is a really strange selection. I didn't really enjoy fully doing the one picture I've done in this book. So it seems odd that I would pull it out. You know, I think when did I do this page? Maybe 2 months ago? Yeah, July. So last month, because we're still in August when I'm filming this. So it feels kind of odd, but I feel like doing watercolor. I really do. And I think I'm going to do something a little bit more with maybe my alcohol markers, because this paper is watercolor paper, but it's got a rough texture on it. And it was eating up my pencils. Like I think I used polychromos here, and I still was sharpening every 2 minutes or like every minute, just constantly sharpening these pencils. And it was going down, down, down. So I don't really want to use pencils again on this book at all. So I want to just use watercolor and or alcohol marker. In the last one, I only based the faces in the alcohol markers. This time, I might try to do a majority of it. I don't know if you can see it, but let me see if I can. This might be too bright, but on this paper, the alcohol markers came out streaky. I don't know if it's visible on camera, but certainly it is in person. It might not be the best option because it is still showing streaky, and then I have to go over it with pencil, but I might give it another shot. Maybe not on the face if I do a portrait, but I was thinking of doing the fruit. There are some really creepy images here. This is the page. It's the fruit page. This is how Frida colored it, with a lot of bright oranges and reds. Maybe I don't like some of it, but I might do the same thing. Again, this will be nice to do something really bright after doing so many fall themed pages. So I think I'm going to give this a shot again with more alcohol markers and or watercolors. And I will do something similar to her page. Another book, a surprise to me, is the Best of Pop Manga by Camilla Derrico. I have a page that I completed in August, my first in this book, that I have not shown yet because it'll be part of my August completed pages. But I like doing this simple image much more, these simple images, much more than I thought I was going to. The one I did is quite simple. It's more like, I don't know. It is quite simple, period. And I thought maybe I should go back and try one of the other styles. Like this is the more sketchy style, I guess. It looks sketchy to me, but the one I did is not very sketchy oriented. So I thought I might go back and try one. Oh, this is like the type of image that I did. So very simple. I really like him though. He's so cute. But I thought maybe one of the sketchy styles would be a good idea. I'll save some of it for maybe October. But yeah, maybe one of these. So I think I'm going to do another one, 2 months in a row. Really like the book. Much more than I thought I was going to be honest. I do have a favorite page in here, but I would like to, and it is in the sketchy style. Oops, sneak peek. Let me see which, this is the page I love. This is my favorite page in the book, but it is sketchy style. I've never done one of her images in this style. I only did one period from her, and I don't want this to be my first one, just in case I mess it up. So I might do another sketchy style and then tackle this another month when I feel more confident that I'm not going to screw it up. So that is from Best of Pop Manga by Camilla Derrico. This might be a nice one for like Space Timber. So not exactly the sketchy style I was thinking of, but it's a possibility as well. So that's it for the moment. I always leave a couple of spots. This is more than I can color already, but I do leave a couple of spots for any hashtags I want to join, or if there is something else that I want to start on. So I will save a couple of spots for those, and there'll be a surprise when I do my September completed pages on what I chose. So, okay, thanks for stopping by again. Thanks for helping me with my anxiety today. It did help a little bit to film, and I will try to figure out what to do with the rest of this day. But thanks again, guys. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.